What's going on, guys? Your boy Rashid here. I'm back with another video, and we are about to get straight into it, man. Today, I just kind of wanted to talk about the Jonathan Majors situation and trial and court case. As we know, Jonathan Majors is one of the most promising actors of our generation. You know, very promising future. Been in a lot of good movies and TV shows and things of that nature. Just a great actor, really. I mean, he's very talented at what he does. But he has gotten into some legal trouble. He himself into a situation with his ex-girlfriend, and now he is on trial for assault and things of that nature. So now we're about to kind of dive into it and kind of see what happened. How did we get here? Okay. And so it's a very unfortunate thing because now his career has been ruined, and now we got somebody that's here that's kind of fending for themselves in a sense. So we about to just go right into it, man. So we're gonna go to the article right here. All right. And it's an article. It's an excerpt from the actual article, but I got it from Twitter. It just made it a little easier. So we're just going to kind of go down the line about it. Okay, so in March of 2023, Jonathan Majors was accused of assaulting his then girlfriend Grace Jabbari during an argument in New York City, reportedly triggered by text messages of another woman discovered by Jabbari. The charges, Majors faces charges including misdemeanor assault, aggravated harassment, attempted assault, and harassment. The trial lasted for about 10 days and featured evidence as far as text messages, photographs, videos, and a recording, of Majors calling himself a great man. All right. And the jury deliberated for roughly 5 hours and found Majors guilty of 2 counts, third-degree assault and harassment, but acquitted him of 2 other counts. And, as we know, the projects he was working on was through Marvel, and now it looks like Marvel has cut ties with Mr. Majors. And that's very unfortunate because, like I say, great actor. Everything he's been in, I've wholeheartly enjoyed. And also just in total, I just hate to see, careers get railed because of something, an emotional decision they made or emotional situations that have been created, and how it causes people's lives to change forever, literally, just like that. But it's unfortunate. Okay, so shortly after the guilty verdict, Marvel Studios announced that they would no longer be working with Majors, leading to his removal from their lineup, including his role as Kang the Conqueror in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Throughout the trial, Majors received support from his current girlfriend, Meagan Good, who was seen accompanying him to court during the proceedings. Majors' sentencing is scheduled for February 6, 2024. Jabbari testified about their relationship, mentioning early signs of tension and incidents of alleged abuse, presenting a pattern of behavior beyond the specific incident on trial. That is Mr. Majors right there, and his then girlfriend, Mr. Jabbari. I just really hate this because, like I said, man, he's such a good actor, but I would be doing a disservice if I am going to sit here and say that he was completely innocent. And here's what I mean by that. When you look at the text messages, people talk about the video of him running away from Miss Jabbari in the streets of New York. but they don't bring up the text messages that makes him look kind of guilty, because in the text messages, let me see if I can pull it up here. See if I can find them. But in the text messages, man, it just doesn't look good. Like, he literally, okay, here's some right here. All right. So yeah, these are the text messages. Oops. That, hold on, let me see if I can find it up here. But yeah, it's very unfortunate, man. Like, these text messages are very, like, uncomfortable to read, to be honest with you. And you can't really deny this part of the story. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was just like everybody else. When you saw the video of of him running away from it, it's like, yo, like, what are we talking about here? This doesn't even make any sense. But then you saw the text messages, so you just like, okay. And these are apparently the same text messages that were a part of the trial. So these are very valid, and it is from actual conversation between them two. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but, basically in the text message you can see here, they was talking about how Mr. Jabari had a head injury, and, basically Mr. Majors did not want her to go to hospital because it may lead to an investigation. Okay. Why are you so worried about an investigation being had for a head injury? Because if the head injury came from her maybe slipping and falling on from a table or some ice or some shit, you wouldn't worry about an investigation, right? So that just makes him look guilty based off that alone. And now there's no I'm not sure if these text messages are directly correlated with what happened in March of this year, but it does still make Jonathan Majors look bad, like as if he is an abuser. And he also talks about how he wanted to kill himself and things of that nature, and he already had things in motion, in which unfortunately is a very screwed up and messed up, but a lot of people do that as like a manipulation tactic. I've had somebody I've dated do that to me, where they was like, I'm going to kill myself. I should just kill myself. There's no reason for me living and things of that nature. And they use that as a manipulation tactic because they never actually do it. They do it to make you feel like shit about yourself, or you're the reason why they feel that way. But that's a whole nother story. But it's definitely a manipulation tactic, and it makes the person uncomfortable because there are people who actually do truly feel that way. So it's just so uncomfortable. Like, you can definitely do your research as well on these text messages. It was just very uncomfortable to read because I was with Jonathan Majors, and I'm still, in a sense, still with him. I'm a fan of Jonathan Majors, but I can't go against valid proof of something. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make him look good, in a sense, to when you see this stuff. So it sucks, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Now, this actual sentencing is not till February of next year. Now, one thing I would definitely say is I don't think that he would serve the whole year. I would say maybe 6 months, probably even less than that, honestly. And then a lot of like community service time. Maybe he'll do like a bunch of like visits to like the local schools around the area that he lives in New York, and talk to the kids and things like that, to kind of get back in the society's good graces, so that he can go on with his career, because obviously he's no longer with that woman anymore, and she can go on with her life as well. Now, I just don't like where, I will say this, I just don't like where it's making it seem like he's the only one being abusive in the relationship. And a lot of times we see this where the woman is never held accountable for what she's done and how she's been very abusive emotionally and physically sometimes, because there's been, reports of her putting hands on him as well. And that's not as, put out into the atmosphere because, she's not as big as of a celebrity as Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is one of the top 3 most popular actors in our society right now. So, a bullseye was definitely on his back. And so he's definitely a big story. And like I said, he's going to get other roles. His career it definitely took a hit. And the worst part about this is, even if he was proven innocent, his career still would have took a hit. There's still not a guarantee that Marvel still would have kept him on payroll with him being innocent. Because, when you can be innocent, but you're guilty by, society standards, because it's going to still be a lot of people that are going to look at it and be like, you know what? You're still guilty. We don't believe you. We don't believe the verdict, even if there's clear proof that you're innocent. But in this token, I would have to go the opposite way and say that, unfortunately, in some aspect, Mr. Majors is guilty. Now, I'm not saying that he was abusive in March, but the text messages definitely show that there has been physical altercations throughout their relationship, because I think they dated for about 1.5 years or something like that. And it just, that incident highlighted are kind of what's been going on within their relationship. And it's unfortunate, but the reality of the fact is he's not 100% innocent. So, but I think in the long run, he's still going to have a good, decent career, but it definitely is taking a big dent, with this situation. So, well, we definitely wish both of them the best. I never want anybody to, go out bad. You know what I mean? So I definitely wish both of them the best, and hopefully they both recover from this situation and go about their lives. But all right, guys, that's the video I got this morning, what I'm saying, about Jonathan Majors. Shout out to you guys that's all supporting the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. We're going to keep going up. All this nice content. I'm going to keep going. Let me know what you guys want us to talk about, and we'll go from there, man. She TV, you feel me? Ha ha.